Hello, little fella.
Beauty, isn't he? I found that guy struggling for life out in the reef, and I saved him.
If there's a villain in Finding Nemo, it's definitely the dentist. But he did have good intentions. The same good intentions that thousands of other people have every year when they try to rescue seemingly abandoned baby animals. Here's a good rule of thumb. If you find a sad baby animal alone in the cold and you want to help, don't. You can remember it using this handy rhyme. If you care, leave it there. Now there are some important exceptions to this rule, so let's just take it from the beginning and look at some common situations you might find yourself in and how you can ethically help the wildlife. If you find a baby bunny, they will generally look tiny, fragile, and shivery. But if they're outside their nest, then odds are they're at least 4 weeks old, which basically makes them a college student. They aren't amazing at it, but they can survive on their own. The reason they're shivering is because they shiver when they're scared, which they are. They're scared of you, and they can actually get so scared that they just die. So you are much more likely to kill them than the cold is. Just let the bunny be. Now, if the bunny is outside its nest and it's less than 4 weeks old, it's probably because someone disturbed the nest. Maybe even you, while you were mowing your lawn or something. If possible, you should just return it to the nest. If the nest has been destroyed, you can replace the nest. Just rebuild a little burrow bundle thing. The mom spends most of its time away from the nest, but it will come back and it won't reject the babies because of human smell. That's a myth. You can also call your local state wildlife rehabilitator. Unless you are very experienced with infant rabbit care, any of those options give it a much higher chance of survival than trying to rescue and raise it yourself. Raising infant rabbits is hard. Very young rabbits literally can't even pee without manual assistance. So unless you're ready for that, just call the rehabilitator. Unfortunately, I have personally known people who have rescued abandoned baby deer. Much like the bunnies, they usually don't need rescued. At first glance, they seem very fragile and are usually completely alone. So it makes sense that people would be concerned. Often people will justify their intervention by saying that the deer was so weak and so cold that it couldn't even get up the strength to run away. That's not true. In reality, most of the time they are neither weak nor cold. That is how baby deer survive. The mom intentionally goes and eats somewhere else so she doesn't alert predators to where her baby is. Then the baby lies in the tall grass and just doesn't move. That's it. They have virtually no scent, amazing camouflage, and a powerful instinct to just never move. You could practically step on one and it wouldn't move. In fact, my wife almost did step on a baby elk. Like, the foot was coming down because she didn't notice it. They don't move. A fawn will sometimes lay in the exact same spot for over 12 hours without moving. That's their whole deal. The mom will get done eating and come back and it will be fine. But just like the rabbits, if you know that you or another human has done something to disrupt the deer, say you hit its mom with a car, then you should again call your state wildlife rehabilitator. The only other time you should move a baby deer is if it is in immediate danger. But it had better be a mega emergency. Again, your scent won't cause the mom to abandon it, but it could attract predators, so any interaction you have with the baby deer decreases its odds of survival. The classic baby bird fallen from its nest. Sadly, many baby birds that fall from the nest just don't survive the fall. And when they do, they often don't survive the predators. So when it comes to helping, this one is actually pretty easy. If the bird has feathers and is kinda hopping around but can't fly, just leave it alone. It's learning how to spread its wings and fly on its own, and it's just really bad at it. Again, sort of like a human college student. Its mom and dad will keep bringing it food, and in a little bit, it'll be airborne and fine. But if the bird is super tiny and clearly useless, just pick it up and put it back in the nest. That's it. Again, the whole mom will abandon it because it smells like people thing is totally a myth. Most animals are way smarter than that. If the nest has fallen down, just pick the nest up and wedge it back in the tree. If the nest has been completely destroyed, you can even replace it with a wicker basket or anything even vaguely nestish. Animals are pretty smart. They'll take care of it. Let's end with one more very well known but less common incident. This topic of rescuing baby animals became pretty popular back in 2016 when a tourist in Yellowstone picked up a baby bison and put it in the back of his SUV because it was cold and completely separated from the herd. In the end, it led to the death of the baby bison and a fine for the man. He had good intentions, but let me say, unless you are a wildlife rehabilitator, or you have talked to the local wildlife rehabilitator about this specific instance, just don't touch a baby bison. Ever. Because if you happen to be wrong about it being abandoned, and its mom is nearby, she will straight up murder you. I've made a lot of videos about the ethics of how we interact with animals, and there's decent odds that YouTube is recommending you watch one right here. If not, it's recommending you watch some other thing I made that it thinks you'll love, so you should probably do that. Now get out there and make the world a better place.